We're going to be repotting this. I just took it out of the pot. I cut the disc off the bottom just so you can kind of get a look at that. It's totally root bound. I'm going to try to help it out, loosen up these roots, and get it in a better soil. So I've been working on this for a few minutes. So when you first get them, if they have this stuff in there, like from the grower, this is just compost and sand. They do this so that they don't have to water very often. It stays wet for a long time. But if you leave your cactus up in here, probably gonna wind up and rot at some point. So we're gonna go ahead and break this ball up. You're gonna be gentle with this. Try not to hurt too many of the roots. Usually, like maybe a chopstick would be nice, but I don't have that right now, so try not to break as many of these. You gotta kind of be gentle and rough at the same time, if you know what I mean. Try not to break the cactus either. Half the top. You should want two of them. So let's see. This strain is a Yowie. I know the lineage and stuff off it up in my brain, but not well enough to share it with you. If I were you, what I would do is I would go online and I would look up Yowie. Yowie cactus. And it will tell you all about it. It'll tell you where it came from. So all I do is I'm collecting this compost actually. My compost bin. Just going right on top of my compost. Put some worms and stuff in here. And actually filled my garden beds. Topped them all off with 200 of this stuff. So it's free compost. It's just compost and sand. So the grower's special. I don't know how they get away with it for years, but they let these things just go and do whatever. In these pots, they probably only water these things like once every couple of months. It's probably a water conservation thing. But oh shit, I just broke the pump off. Damn it. Oh, well, it's got roots. Let's see what it does. Looks like it's got roots. Just see that little guy doing there. That's cool though. It's like a bob shit. There's more of them. Dang, there's a bunch of them down here. See that? If I would have left them in that pot, these pups are just down here rotting, turning brown. Look at that. No sunlight, no chlorophyll. I'm gonna see if I can save that one at least. Try to leave the rest of them attached to the mother plants. The ones in the pictures. Now, I believe you can tell if they're active or if they're PC, which is predominant cultivator, which is what mostly Home Depot and Star and big box stores are going to sell you, or the PC versions, which just means it's got a lower concentration of alkaloids, but they're still there. They're still active plants, just in lower concentrations for the public, in case anybody wants to get crazy and play around. But I wouldn't mess around, really. I think there's a whole extraction process that needs to be followed pretty precisely. I believe there's a big sickness, throwing up and shit that comes with it. Mescaline is supposed to be like an LSD almost. I keep hearing, but it's different. It's like earthier, they say. It's a little bit calmer. It's not so hyper. They also say that if you get the dosage wrong, you can be high for like 36 fucking hours. So if anybody wants to ruin their entire goddamn week, feel free. But for me, I'm okay with smoking bowls. There's a strain named after him, the Ogun strain. Ogundobibi, I think. There's a lot of information about these cactuses from him. He did a lot of research from around the world. A lot of these cactuses are in botanical gardens all around the world. South America, they go wild. Peru, they're wild. So this takes a while, as you can see. I'm really having to try to get in here and get this out of here. It's pretty. Actually, what I'm doing is I'm checking for rot. I'm checking way down deep in here. Going against the stem. Man, this thing is so root bound. These things just spin and spin and spin. I'm trying to unroot bound it if I can. Now, you're going to obviously create some damage here to these roots. There's going to be a lot of microscopic fissions and stuff. When you replant this, you're not going to want to water it for about a week, 3 days, 4 days. You're going to want those microscopic imperfections or fissures or whatever you want to call them to heal up a little bit, because you can be inviting root rot through those cracks. So this is pretty deep in here. It's also neat about when you do something like this, when you take them out of these pots and you clean up these root balls, is you get to see, things like pops. You get to see if there's any kind of rot issues. You get to see if there's any bugs down in here. Kind of poke around a little bit for peace of mind. Kind of get to see if like any of the pups that are grown, do they have like a nice little root system attached to them? Are they gonna something you can cut off with roots? Because the other day I got some TVMs, and a bunch of the nuggets already had roots, so I was able to pop them right off. As a matter of fact, I started planting the cactuses in the ground sideways so that roots will appear in the stem, and then I don't have to wait for clones. I can just cut that piece right off. A couple other things I'm experimenting with as far as clones and trying to get it to root. I'll share with you at other times, but it's 1, 2 good pups and a third right here. I'm actually going to take this and I'm going to bring it inside right now. I'm going to put it on the little cloning station and have to see if it'll green up. Said we got a bunch of free compost and things for the compost in, I guess. Recompost compost, since all my beds are full. So we've started a cactus nursery here in my backyard. I'm calling it the Blue Cactus. You guys run I think it's Whatnot app. Selling cactuses, succulents, a few different random items. Take requests as far as species of cactus, and got a couple of things like fish and a couple of things the kids make for sale, so stop by. It's called the Blue Cactus. It's on Whatnot. Whatnot, or whatever it's called. Alright, so for this one here, let's see, how big is this root ball? We're going to go back and do a 5-gallon on this, I believe. It's just because those 15s are huge. Let me just go to an eyeball on this. You know what? I should have double planted these, I think, in the 15. I don't know. Won't plant the pot, though. This is probably a good idea. So I'm trying to lay this in the trees. I'm trying to kind of plant these in here so they're like on its side a little bit. So when I'm planning on laying them down. What I'm planning on doing is getting a couple more of these kind of beds right here. These long beds. And I'm going to cut a U shape into it to where I can lay the cactus down like it is now. And it will grow roots out of its sections, and then I can have rooted sections instead of risking the whole clone process, which I don't really like. Now, I've been throwing a little bit of mycorrhizae down here onto these roots, which I'm not doing today because these roots are just already just nice. I'm not going to mess with them. Just want to get it high enough so that his pups are sitting a little bit outside of the, or closer to the top. Leave it in 5. See where that pup came off is a little bit. I'm gonna say leave it in the 5, and we're gonna try to sell those sooner than later. I can't keep everything. I put them. I pack them like I'm gonna keep them forever. I mean, it's kind of out of control. So here's what we're doing with the mix. Let's see. What can you see it at best? That's fine. Got that the black gold. I don't know if you can see it. I can't see shit in my camera because of the sun, but got this black gold notes. Stop there. That's it. That's the rest of my little lava rock here. Oh, shit. I'm gonna try to. You know what? I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna hold it to the side, just like that. So the pot that I put the rock in is actually better than the pot I was gonna use. So let's just see if we can swoopity doo dah. Stretching, pushing it down. Alright, I'll put this snip up here. Let me see if. All right, so here we are, replanted. One of them did get knocked around a little bit too much. It came out, and the stump had a big crack in it, so took the advantage to make some cuts. Got all this replanted. And the yowies, all of them. Everything over here got replanted. Everything's looking good too. Looks like we're getting pups all over the place. Pups there. Pups there. There. This one had a couple on it. They were buried though. They looks like they didn't make it. So there you go. So about 3 days. Only had the one that got cracked, and I've got some really nice cuts now. I got an end cut, and I've got a mid cut about 13 inches. I'll put that on the website. Anyway, everything got repotted nice. We've got some new stuff in actually. This is cool. The lumberjack times SSO2, those spines. I'm excited about that one. Got a bunch of babies over here too that just came in. Some more lumberjacks. These are gonna kind of, I think they're mutant. Some more scopes. This one's supposed to get some mutations and stuff too. I already got one going on right there. That might be my keeper on there this batch. Pups right there. Going on right there. So, all right. Anyway, just following up on the replant.